wrestler. What do you think about that? Come on.
Look, I'd love to talk on it. The lawyers don't want me saying anything. Look, I stand by my reputation. I should be able to say something shortly, but right now, I'm not able to. But look, I've spent my entire career representing fighters, working with fighters, making sure they got paid fairly. That's my reputation. I stand by.
What do you think about Floyd coming back?
If that's what he wants to do, that's what's in his heart. Like, I wish him all luck.
Do you think the timing matters? Like, the lawsuit happens and then he comes back boxing?
Hey, that's for you guys. You want to connect the dots? That's up to you.
Okay.
Stop.
That's a good question. You'd have to ask Floyd's lawyer.
I mean, what do you think about somebody almost 10 years after they retired claiming they lost $375 or whatever it was $1 million?
See, you're going to get me in trouble with lawyers, but I'm just saying, for me, somebody stole $340 million.
You notice day one or 10 years later?
It wouldn't take me 10 years to figure that out.
We don't want to fight.
Steven Espinoza, what's up?
What's up, bro?
Okay, yeah.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
Stephen, what do you think's out there for Floyd in terms of competition right now at his age?
What's that?
What do you think's out there right now in terms of competition at his age?
Look, if he wants to come back, look, he's never taken a lot of punishment. He's always been a great athlete. If he wants to come back and there's an audience for it, like, more power to him.
Your thoughts on Zuffa?
Look, I don't think it's fair to give anyone any thoughts on Zuffa yet. The rally, they're 4 shows into it. They're a work in progress. I would let him do a year before I, call any judgment. But look, the sports need it. Like, the sport's going through a lot of transition. I wish them success, but I do think the jury's still out.
What do you think about them signing Conor Benn, one of Eddie Hearn's biggest fighters in the stable?
Look, Conor's got to do what's right for him, for his future, for his bank account. If he thinks, they're going to pay the best and get him the best fights, then, unfortunately, for Eddie, that's where he's got to go.
Eddie's gripe is that there was no loyalty after he stuck by him after the PED case, and he's lent him so much money during that time as well. Has he got a claim there that maybe he should have at least spoken to him, which he didn't do, which is what Eddie says?
Yeah, there's a right way to and wrong way to do everything. And look, I don't know the specifics of it. I don't know exactly how it happened. But if it happened the way Eddie says, I think, he's got a fair point. At the same time, we all know that fighters have a very limited shelf life. And I don't blame any fighter for trying to maximize what they make at this point where he's got a limited time where he can exploit his talents.
The rumor is right now that they're trying to pull off Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. Do you think they can do that? Do you think Zuffa have the inroads to poach both Fury and AJ from Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn? Sorry.
It's a good question. Look, it's a fight that everyone's wanted for a long, long time. I'm not sure that Zuffa has any more in than anyone else does. It seems that both fighters want to. I think the fight would be happening pretty shortly, if not for the tragedy that happened to Anthony Joshua. So look, Tyson Fury's a hard guy to predict. I mean, you never know. So at the end of the day, there's a lot of loose ends. There's a lot of wild cards in it. So whether it's Zuffa or anyone else, I think the biggest question is, what Tyson Fury does. No one can predict that.
What do you think about the belts and the status of the belts right now? It seems to be that they're diminishing the belt status and...
Honestly, I can't follow it because everybody says coming into the sport that one of the problems was we have too many belts. We have too many titles. And the first thing they do when they come into the sport is they put up new titles. UFC used to complain about boxing having too many titles. All of a sudden, they've got interim titles. They've got bad motherfucker titles. Then they're coming into boxing. They've got their own titles. So now all of a sudden, we're not getting less titles. We're getting more. So look, it's easy for people to say outside the sport and throw rocks. But then once they get into the sport, it seems like they're doing a lot of the same things that people in the sport have been doing for years.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.